see.
Yeah.
So yes, so talk about people. So this is about the house, right? Because this is the uh, house that you want to buy. So when you chose to sell your previous home, I know that you interviewed, quite a few agents and you chose that. Thank you very much for that. So what was the decision-making factor to talk to, because when you talk to real estate agents, it's more like human to human interaction, right? So I want to know, is this still purely based on analysis, like every agent's transaction data and so forth, or you kind of like feel when you talk to them?
Yeah. Again, that's a great question, and then we chose you because you are the best.
Uh-huh.
So simply put, you're the best. That's why we chose you, and I can talk more about the decision-making process. So first of all, for general context, I would say in the Bay Area, in the housing market, both selling and buying houses as agents, I think they are a great business. By that I mean, because selling a $4 million home is not necessarily like double the amount of work than selling a $2 million home, but you get usually doubled agent commissions.
Yes.
Yeah. So that and there are tons of like 4 million, 5 million, $3 million homes in the Bay Area, which means those are kind of easy money. I'm not saying it's easy to make those money, but I'm just saying from grand scheme of things, if you look at the whole U.S. housing market and if you look at Bay Area, it's kind of more easier money compared to other areas. So I would
Yes.
say based on that kind of context, we should be more picky when we're like choosing agents.
Okay.
Everyone, no matter when you're selling or you're buying, you should be more picky in terms of picking agents in the Bay Area because it's kind of easier for them to make money. So you shouldn't make it too easy for them.
Okay.
Yeah, and because of that, there are tons of great agents in this area because it's a good business. It just attracts great people into this business naturally. So based on that context, I know there are tons of great agents, and I just pick the one that can works the most efficiently with me. So me and my wife, we just interviewed a few groups of agents, and you are
How many groups?
3 in
Only
total.
3?
We studied like 10 groups, and
Okay.
we finally chose 3 to interview with
To
them.
talk to. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I see. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So among those 3 groups of agents, you're the one that checks every box.
Okay.
So because as I said, it's kind of easy money. So we want the agent to check every box
Okay.
for us to choose them. So yeah, simply put, you're the one that checks all the boxes. You're the best, and that's why we chose you.
I see. So basically, you have an analytical system, and then you said you have a certain kind of like checklist items, right? Can you give us like 1 or 2 examples of what kind of checklist items that you would advise whoever wants to buy or sell?
Yeah. So let's start with there are different aspects. So let's start with the hardest thing, the easiest thing, the facts.
Okay.
So based on your past the records of selling and buying homes in the area,
Okay.
and also we look at the prices of those sellings especially, and also we went to some of your open houses
I see.
to like secretly interview with the agents.
Okay.
So we just show up as potential buyers, and we were actually
Oh,
interviewing.
nice.
Yeah, and also and besides that, we also check some soft skills like are you gonna put your heart and soul into this house, into our house,
Okay.
when selling it? Are you gonna work hard? Are you easy to approach? Do you reply to our image, to our messages? And are you easy to work with? And are you good at the dealing with dealing with dealing with random things?
Situations.
Yeah, difficult
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah.
So we're gonna but for those kind of stuff, it's hard to like properly evaluate.
Quantify.
Yeah, and hard to quantify as
Yeah.
well. So for those kind of stuff, we just base our opinions on the interviews.
The,
Yeah, but I think the first secret interview helped a lot. So
Okay.
showing up as buyers and actually interviewing
I see.
with agents.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Yeah. So another thing about decision making, right? Because everybody in Silicon Valley, they do invest. They own company stock and everything, right? And when this is not an investment program, uh, I- this is not an investment, like a show. But still, I want to ask you because investment is so much, directly associated with every decision making. So, like. Taking buy and sell stocks as example, you fear more about risks or you fear more about missing out?
Yeah, I would say in terms of investing my own money, I would say I'm balanced. I'm not like very too risk averse, ne- nor too like risk tolerant. I'm just kind of balanced. Yeah. And by the way, I'm a very really bad investor in terms of my own money. So yeah. So I wouldn't talk too much about that. I've lost tons of money in stocks. So
So okay, so that's also a very good point. So when you say you lost tons of money in stock, is just because you did not want to sell it when the stock market the stock price drops, or is just because you did not buy it when you could see that the stock price was going up?
I would say both. And then later I realized because my passion is in technical work, it's not
Okay,
in like looking at stock prices every day. So I just kind of like given up.
I see.
I've given up on like purchasing stocks. Now I just tend to buy more ETFs so to minimize my attention on the stock prices every day. So I get to spend more time on work.
I think that's also a great answer because basically what Chen Ran is telling us is that he's trying to focus his decision making energy or decision making power into the most important decisions he needs to make instead of making every single decisions on every small stuff, which is actually great.
Yeah. By the way, one more comment on that. I totally agree with that. And also, at this time when AI is doing everything for you, I think for human beings, the most important thing is your attention. By the way, this has been said by like tons of people, but I agree with it so much. I just want to say it again.
Yeah.
The most important thing for human beings is your attention. Is where you spend your energy on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, since we are on AI, right? Because recently we've seen companies like OpenAI, and Anthropic, and even within Meta, they kind of like definitely opening up and increase the hiring of AI, workforce, right? And in the Bay Area, in Seattle, in New York, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of talking. Everybody every day. Everybody is talking about AI replacing human beings, right? In so many workplaces. So, why are this AI company hiring more engineers? And it's kind of like contradictory to me. Any comments on that?
Oh yeah, I think I can comment on that, and also I think it's kind of easy. So let me break this down by different types of engineers working on AI. So first of all, they're all spending tons of money hiring the top notch AI researchers, right? Those AI researchers can help them do modeling breakthroughs, can help train the next generation of the best AI models. So these companies can stay competitive in the AI era. So the top-notch AI researchers are the most important assets to the company.
I see.
Yeah. So without top-notch researchers, you don't get to stay competitive.
Mhm.
You don't get to train the best models. Without the best models, there's no competitiveness.
I see.
Yeah. So that's the first and most important type of people. And also there are AI infra engineers who help AI models run faster. Those engineers are also extremely important because nowadays the models run on very expensive GPUs. Some GPUs cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars
Yes, per each.
every year
Yeah.
to run.
Yeah.
So for engineers to optimize those GPUs by like 5-10%, that's huge, like
I know.
economic
Yes.
gain for those companies.
Yes.
So AI infra engineers are also very important. Plus, great AI infra engineers can empower modeling engineers and researchers to do researches faster.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say AI researchers and AI infra engineers are the most important kind of tech talents
Mm-hmm.
in this AI era, and that's why those companies are spending tons of money
I see.
to acquire those people.
So, this wave of AI, I guess, this is the question that I want to combine together. You think they are, because you talk about, uh, modeling engineers, infra engineers, and also, like machine learning, right? So, do you think this kind of wave is actually creating new roles, or it's reshaping the existing ones? Because what I'm saying is that I want to understand, like, are you saying that every single person, like if we're talking to our parents today, do you think that their kids needs to becoming an AI engineer? You know what I mean? So yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on over this.
Yeah, of course, it's totally changing how people work in a lot of different industries.
Hmm.
It's especially in the software engineering industry.
Okay,
It's creating new roles for
I
sure.
see.
It's creating new more many more AI related roles. No matter the roles to use AI or to build AI or to build infrastructure for AI or even building AI models.
I see.
Yeah, it's creating tons of new roles.
So basically, you are still thinking AI is creating new opportunity instead of, like a like so basically, you are still saying that AI is creating new opportunities instead of eliminating the
Oh,
ones.
such a great point. Yes, it's also eliminating opportunities.
Uh-huh.
Like uh, previously it's easy to have a tech job as long as you know some basic programming
Hmm.
skills.
Hmm.
For example, if we say like 10 years ago,
Hmm.
it's very easy to get into any of the big tech companies like Google, Meta.
Hmm.
It's much easier compared to today. You only need to have some basic programming skills and
Hmm.
basic communication skills.
Hmm.
But nowadays, it's hard to imagine that kind of time again. Uh, yeah, those kind of roles where you only know very basic programming skills, uh, that doesn't warrant you a tech job
Yeah,
anymore today.
I see.
And people are worried that maybe junior roles will be eliminated more, which I kind of agree,
Hmm.
because AI agents are able to do a lot of work that junior engineers can do
Hmm.
nowadays, and we've all seen that, and that's kind of sad for me as well,
Yeah,
because to have great senior engineers, you have to start from junior engineers.
I see.
It's just the market has been like more competitive for junior engineers, but this industry needs fresh blood as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, but overall, the pool is shrinking. I can see that, and yeah, that's you just mentioned a great point, and that's kind of sad to me as
I
well,
see.
because I just happened I was fortunate enough to graduate in such a great time
Hmm.
where it's easy to get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, since we are moving to this anyway, we all know, by the way, this video is taken at the end of March of 2026, where it's a very special moment for Meta. The stock price just dropped dramatically in the, last few days. And so the AI workforce and the IT society, also undergoing a special moment. So the following question may be a little bit sharp. So, everybody knowing that we overheard that Meta is actually undergoing or is going to happen some kind of like layoff, right? So what's your reaction when you kind of hear it, whether from your colleagues, whether from your like inside forum or whatever source? What's your reaction?
Yeah. So first of all, I cannot comment too much about the layoffs, because I don't know anything about it. Even if I know,
Let me put
I'm
this
not
way.
allowed
Let me
to.
put this way.
Yeah.
Would you ever think? I'm asking your reaction. Like, would you ever think this might happen to me? And what do you think as one person? I'm not asking you to comment on Meta's decision or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. So for me, my attitude has always been that I'm always ready. So I'm always ready to lose my job like any day. That's just my personal perspective on in terms of in this very special time doing this job in this tech industry. So I'm always prepared to lose my job, and I think that mindset is very important because it could be really difficult when it happens to you. Yeah, it could be really devastating. And I know it's devastating for some people. It happened to a lot of my friends already. So I think having that mindset to be prepared for that day is important, and also uh, to having some strategic preparation is also important. For example, just when you have time, polish on your interview skills. When you have time, like try to figure out your competitiveness on the general market, uh, or even try to interview on the market, even if you're not planning on a move. Every now and then, just try to interview with some company just to stay sharp on the interviewing skills. I think those all help. But at the end of the day, I think the mindset helps a lot for me. Yeah, always prepared. And but on the one side, I'm always prepared. On the other side, I'm working hard every day. Not because I want to keep my job, but also because I'm genuinely interested in this AI area. I want to keep up with the new technical breakthroughs. I want to learn what's happening, and I want to leverage AI to contribute back to this Gen AI space.
That's a really good answer, and I think that my from what I hear, that you are actually create your own sense of security instead of fearing, because so many people are worrying about losing their job. But if you take it as I already lost the job, what should I do from today to find a new one? You work like really hard, and when you work hard, like you're running, you do not have to fear what is yet to come, which is great.
Yeah. Thank you so much. But again, just let me add one more thing. It's not that I'm not afraid. I'm also kind of afraid. I also have that anxiety.
I see.
It's just that I'm trying to have that mindset to give a more sense of like peace of mind.
Yeah.
Because if you let that anxiety dominate you, it's impossible for you to work productively. It's impossible to like deliver high quality work in your day-to-day life. Then how are you going to live your life? Again, it comes to my previous point. If you're not enjoying your day-to-day life, that's very sad.
Right.
I want to enjoy my day-to-day life.
Right.
So that's why I prepared myself for the mindset. That's why I'm just focusing on what I have right now. But still, there's that kind of a little bit of anxiety deep inside me. I'm just trying to like hide it. Yeah, using some
I know.
skills.
Yeah. So let's say for I hope that you still feel secure and and happy about whatsoever. So if you are feeling the most thing that keep everything all together, keeping your job position, keeping you getting well paid and everything, what would be the source of it? Should it come from your current job position, your skill sets and experience, or your connections, or just purely your mindset?
I think it comes to all of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you have do you have a priority of this, like, factors?
Depends on. So could you like narrow down the questions a little bit?
So basically, what do you think is the most important to keep your job safe? Connections, position right now, personal capabilities, or the mindset?
it differs by person. I would say for me, in this very specific point, I don't even know what's keeping my job security. What's giving me my job security? I don't even know because yes, it's really hard to say. I what I can say is that I I can only I try to do what I can control. For things I cannot control, it's hard for me to say. What I can control is that I can dedicate more time to work. I can try to learn more stuff when I'm working, and I can try to keep my competitiveness by doing that. Yeah,
So again, what I'm hearing is still focusing.
yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the family, right? Because we know that you come from like a small town, and they kind of like worked all the way through here. And what I'm very curious about your family, like you and your wife, you just told us that your wife is even greater, even a better technical worker than you. I'm kind of curious, like, what's your relationship in your daily life? You are more like a kind of like a partnership, like you are running a tech company, you exchange a lot of things work or AI at home, or you kind of like just do the basic chatting.
Yeah, so I have a very special relationship with my wife because we both work in this Chennai area, and we both work on very similar specialized areas, specifically AI infrastructure, inference uh, oriented. So yeah, so because of this very special setup, we both on very similar stuff. So we talk about work and all the new improvement, new stuff in the industry all the time. So yeah, but we also talk about life as well as usual. But we talk much more about work than most other couples.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. So, any plans to have a kid?
I think we do. We do because we are we were not that young right now, and we do plan to have kids in the next few years.
I see.
Just that this year has been extremely hard because there's so many breakthroughs on Gen AI. So we to keep up to stay in this game, we have to spend a lot of time. So that's preventing us from having kids.
I see.
Yeah, we hopefully in the next few years we're gonna have a break and have the time to have kids.
I see. So basically, this is also another kind of analytical decision making that you kind of like checking the time. Hey, this is when we need to take a pause and have a different planning of our life, right? Is that the same similar thing you do other things?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. But we can't. You can never do like very accurate planning on that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, we all know that you have a lot of, like a work and everything, as you said, you're actively thinking and you enjoy the process. But do you have any other hobbies? What do you do? I mean, I know that you pretty much like work almost every day, but do you have any like hobbies or anything that you do over the weekends or with friends, like regularly? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I play soccer. I've been playing soccer for more than 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So soccer has been almost my only passion outside work. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy a lot of stuff, but soccer has been my biggest passion. Yeah.
Okay.
I play soccer. I watch soccer games. I'm a big fan of Real Madrid. I go to Spain like, almost every year.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's on your okay. Yeah. Are you gonna go to the World Cup next year?
I've already planned my World Cup trip. I'm gonna,
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to the finals, semifinals,
Oh, really?
some of the quarterfinal games. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's great. That's great. That's good to be rich, huh? Yeah.
Well, I've saved, I saved so much time to until this day.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of money, I kind of know that you are kind of, definitely in I'm not gonna say like a financial freedom, but you definitely have some kind of control and you can meet what your life standard needs, right? So from what time you think that, like, hey, this is pretty much the time that I can drop down chasing for money and more like going for my the things I like. So talk about money. So we know that you are in a pretty much I'm not gonna call it financial free, but it's more like you have more control over your finance and your income, right? So is there a point that money starts being a primary driver or goal for you?
I would say gradually it's it's starting to be not the primary driver. But
Hmm.
still, it's important. It's an important factor.
Hmm.
But it's starting to get less important.
Okay,
And because there's so much about life other than money.
I see.
Yeah, a lot of different factors. Again, and also I want to emphasize, you need to
Hmm.
enjoy your day to day life. You
Yeah.
need to enjoy your day to day work,
Hmm.
the specific work you do, the working environment, the people around you. You have
Hmm.
to enjoy that. Otherwise, there's no point in like making tons of money.
Yeah.
And 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 also outside work, you need to like be able to enjoy what you're passionate about. For me, it's soccer. So I cannot say like there's a specific point in time that money starts to get less important, but it's gradually getting less important. But still, I will say it's still very important for me. And by the way, I don't have a very high living standard. I'm not like spending tons of money on luxury stuff. Yeah. Lifestyle. We don't have luxury lifestyle. Uh, Purchasing this new home has been the most biggest spending, big spending, biggest spending recently. But other than that, we eat normal food. I often cook because cooking is also one of my passion. Nice. So I often cook for fun, and also I enjoy the food I cook for myself, and my wife also enjoyed it a lot. So I often cook for fun, and I play soccer. Try to enjoy my life, and because I don't have very high living standard, so it's easier for me to not care too much about money as well. I see. Because I don't need that much money to keep my living standard. Okay. Yeah. So basically, it's not saying that you wouldn't stop earning money, but it's that whatever you're earning is already enough to keep your current lifestyle, and because you kind of like live relatively uh the like relatively reasonably, and you have a kind of like a restraint on whatever you need to spend. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we're getting late. So pretty much the last question that we're having here. So it's also I don't know if it's a little bit challenging. You come a long way. I think ever from maybe 13, 14 years ago, to the United States and South Korea, and to today, right? I mean, again, I don't want to describe you as a successful one, but you do have an achievement, right? So, what would be your word to you at 20 years old? Yeah, I I've been thinking about this question actually. What would I say if I had a time machine to the 20-year-old myself? And after a lot of thinking, I would say I'm nothing to tell him because at the age of 20, I was doing everything I can to get to where I am today. So I have no regrets. I I've worked really hard, and I also like enjoy my life to the best I can at 20 years old. So I would say I have no regrets. I wouldn't tell him to do anything differently. Uh, yeah, just be yourself. Do what you're passionate about. I see. That's a very good point. So I guess that what I'm here is that if you actually do whatever you like, then you do not have regrets in your life. Yeah. So today we talked with Chen Ran about his work, his life, his career choice, and decision making. And I really enjoyed his talk. And thank you very much. And this is Real Talk. I'm Sean. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.